Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Beyond Belief. This is episode 2, Dialogue with Bliss.
Back at it.
And today we are dissecting Genesis, the first book of the Bible. Yes. Genesis, according to the Jews and Christians, is the book that gives them, it's the book that talks about the history of the universe and Earth itself. And, the Jews call it Bereshit. That's the Jewish word for Genesis. It's basically history of their mythology. So today we shall be dissecting it, and we shall also be understanding how everything came to be and how and why. And then I'll be asking my friend here, Bless, to tell me where the contradictions are and everything. So please, thank you for listening. Yeah, so let's go on. So Bless,
Yup.
we are back.
We're back at it.
How do you feel? How do you feel today? How has been the week? Like since we last had our last episode.
It's been a hell of a week, but we're back at it. So
Okay, that's good. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 of the Genesis. Verse 1. It says, in the beginning, when God created the heavens and earth, the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. I hope you heard that clearly. Then God said, let there be light, and there was light. This is now where I pose my first question.
okay.
Bless. We all, I don't think all of us have studied astronomy, but we all know the sources of light in the universe. Our stars, stroke suns, just like how you see our sun here, which is just 5 billion years old, so it's in its young stage.
Okay.
Nebulae, or nebulae, where stars are formed from, those are sources of light. Supernovae, supernovae is when stars grow old or suns grow old, and they run out of oxygen. Of hydrogen to make that process of burning to form light and energy. They burst into and give off emit a lot of energy and light. Supernovae, those are sources of light we have in the universe. So that makes me wonder, where was this light God created coming from? Bless, where do you think that light was coming from?
Where did the light God create come from?
Yes.
From his creations. He did it himself.
From where? Because I've just mentioned the sources of light in the universe.
Yep.
The sun, as you can see.
Yeah, I had you right. So how do you
The
think
moon
those sources
and
of light
everything.
came about?
We don't know.
Beginning, when the Genesis is the beginning of everything now.
No, like I'm asking you, you're not supposed to be answering questions.
Yeah, I'm the one answering them. I just told you.
That the light came from, because here right now he hasn't created anything else. There was darkness, as you heard. There was void and darkness.
There was darkness.
While a wind.
He created light.
From where? Like, where is light coming from?
Well, there's no proof to that, where the light came from. But then he created it.
From where? Like,
It's from darkness.
okay, the light came
He
from
made light.
So you want to tell me that the light came from darkness?
I think that's the case. Because darkness cannot come from light. Light has to come from darkness.
Are you serious?
Light cannot come from darkness. No, darkness cannot come from light. Light has to come from darkness. Initially, it has to be dark
So
to create light.
So if, oh bloody hell. Okay, let's continue because you've already failed that question.
You can go on your contradiction.
And God called the light day, and he called darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. That is where I pose the second question.
Yep.
For a day to happen, there must be a planet and a sun. If you have studied space and astronomy, like how I have done so far. For an evening and day to happen, one side of the planet must be facing away from the sun, as you know it. And now, like right now in East Africa, we are facing away from the sun. And the other side of the planet is facing the sun. That is America. So the planet has to rotate on its axis and on its orbit to make day and evening. So where was this day and evening happening when there was no sun created yet? There is no planets created yet. Please, blessed, tell us.
Where was day and evening, day and night when there was no planet?
Yes, like where was the day and night coming from? Because you said in chapter, this is chapter what? Chapter 1, Genesis verse 5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was the morning, the first day. Yes.
Well, personally, I think
Personally.
the creation of light and darkness was on Earth, which is a planet. So I think the planet was created,
but Earth isn't
it wasn't very detailed.
But Earth isn't
Genesis.
yet created here. It's not yet created here.
Yeah, but
And according to the book, it's not yet created.
I think it was created before, but it wasn't that detailed. Because you cannot create light in space.
But then, come on, it's not being written. It's not being
According to
showed
the
here.
book,
The book is. You remember, this is the book that gives you religious people facts.
the view of
Yeah. Every time I ask you questions, you run to the book, right?
Yep.
So why are you saying it's not in the? It was you're beating around the bush. It was not yet what?
No. I think the book wasn't very detailed. Very detailed. They're just giving you they're just giving you the key points.
That means the book it doesn't give you enough facts. So you're agreeing with me now this time around that it's not giving you enough facts?
Facts are plenty.
Which facts are here?
Key points, the KPIs, the key point indicators. Let me call them KPIs.
Let's continue. Like, I think you're seeing how rubbish this is. Let's continue. We are on chapter 1, verse 5. Chapter 1 and verse 6. And God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." I'll repeat chapter 1, verse 6. And God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters."
But think.
So, what I understand by the word dome is
DOME?
a dome, something that covers up. That is a dome. Meaning that it looks like Earth is already created.
But I think the issue of Genesis.
Bless, can you please excuse me? I'm not asking questions.
Yeah, you're the moderator, but let me ask you something a bit. I think the issue of Genesis is discussing how it came about, not going to the Bible detailed thing. Just get the point.
But this book is the one that is supposed to give us facts. And why is it leaving us hanging without facts? And it's supposed to be detailed, giving us the facts, and it's supposed to give us everything. Why is it leaving out the other things, as you say? Let me remind you that this book was written 2,000 years ago by illiterate people in the Middle East who are goat herders.
Okay.
2,000 years ago. Generations have changed very many times in that period. It's now 2023. This book was written 2,000 years ago. So we now have enough technology. Do you get me?
Yeah, but
to prove this book, and everything this book says. You get me?
It's Genesis, the atheists thinking, right?
It's not Genesis. It's not a verses. We are trying to understand the book.
You understand the book compared to your theory.
No, not theories. We're trying to understand the book. Not versing atheism or theories or what.
Yeah, but
we're trying to understand the book as educated people.
Trevor, to understand something, it should be something you're comparing it to. That's the only way you're going to understand it.
No, we are trying to understand it as educated people because I think both of us have gone to school and have graduated. Not so?
Yeah, we graduates.
Yes. So I'm trying to put this in the perspective that we are both educated people and we're trying to understand the book. Not via anything else or atheism. No, today I'm not even an atheist. I'm just Trevor, the moderator. Okay, let's continue. God made the dome and separated the waters that were under the dome from the waters and that were above the dome, and it was so. Meaning, he had created earth, so he put a dome of water on top of earth.
Good.
In 1968, we saw the first people going to the moon. Our moon you see up there. They never saw any dome of water up there. Would you please care to explain what this book is saying, that there's a dome up there of water?
Did Genesis specifically say that there was a dome of water
Yes.
up on the moon?
No, into our atmosphere. It's saying into our atmosphere. Of course, before reaching our moon, which is 250 million kilometers, I think. No, 2000 and I've forgotten the digits very well there. But it's a 3-day trip from here to the moon. They never saw. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, all the astronauts that have been to the moon never saw any dome of water in our atmosphere. And even the current astronauts we have right now who are going to the International Space Station, I don't know if you're welcome that with it, they would have said that there's a dome of water there.
Some things in the Bible are not, we cannot testify to that because it was, as you say, it was written 2,000 years ago.
Yes, by illiterate goat herders.
Yeah, but who, like with evolution, things come and go. Just like you people say, we came from an ape. You usually say that, right?
Yeah.
We're no longer apes. You cannot go back to the past and we're an ape. Theory.
So, what you're trying to say here, Blaze,
if it's true, I'm just trying to...
is that...
To use your own theories. I'm just trying to use your own theories.
So what I'm trying to say here,
that Blaze, this was 2,000 years ago.
That this was 2,000 years ago. So we shouldn't be using some of the things in the Bible right now. That's what you're trying to say, Blaze.
The point is, some things are relevant.
Irrelevant. But this is your fact.
Things are relevant right now.
But this is your fact.
Years ago.
But this is your fact checker, right?
It's the fact checker.
For Christians.
It's the law. It's showing you the laws that you should abide to, things that were there in the past, and So it's your fact. So it's your fact checker. So, and this is a fact that to you Christians that there is a dome of water because there are 2 billion people like you who believe that there is a dome of water up in our atmosphere. Yeah, but it was 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, but now for you think like that right now because you're educated. But there are those who are illiterate and not educated that actually think that there is a dome of water in the atmosphere because their Bible, which is the Word of God, and you cannot refute the Word of God because the Word of God is always right, says so. The Bible says so, that there is a dome of water. Please.
And I should enlighten you, but to the best of my knowledge, that is 2,000 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Let's carry on, Bless. Let's go on to chapter 1, verse 7 of Genesis. We're still on Genesis, people. So God made the dome and separated the waters from the dome that were under the dome from the waters. And we're done with that. So we're going to chapter 1, verse 8. God called the dome sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. So we're now going to the second. So we're now done with the second day of creation. So now we're now going to the third day of creation. And God said, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. I'll repeat that. And God said, let the waters under the sky be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So, all this dry land we are on right now, the continents and everything, this whole landmass gathered. He just said, let there be land. Land happened. Then he said,
it can happen. He's a divine being.
He's a divine being. Yeah, he's a divine being. And he said, let the waters under the sky, up there in the sky, also gather into one place. Did you do geography?
I did.
Up to what level?
To O level.
I did geography up to A level. Our landmass, our continents were formed, and there's also proof of it. Even if you look at there's physical proof and also archaeological proof that this landmass was one landmass called Pangaea. Do you remember that geography? It was one landmass called Pangaea. Then it went on breaking off to form Eurasia, North America, blah blah blah. You remember that? Whatever, very well. This suggests otherwise. It says there was only one landmass, and that's it. And then it says, so God...
Of course, it was one landmass. And he started making those other creations, water bodies, all those things.
To separate the landmasses.
Yeah.
So it means these landmasses didn't break off from this big one large continent called Pangaea, as geography suggests.
What's Pangaea?
Pangaea was the landmass, the whole landmass of Earth. Because according to the history of this planet, there was only one landmass called Pangaea. Billions of years ago.
Billions of
years ago, when Earth was at least a few million years old after its formation. Because Earth is 4.6 billion years old.
Let me ask you something. How do you think Earth came about?
Earth? No. I don't want you to confuse yourself. I'm not asking questions right now.
Yeah, but
I'll answer that question. I'll answer that question later on. Right now we are dissecting, and I'll tell you how Earth came to be, and the sun and everything later on. Now today we were dissecting Genesis. Sometimes I'll be like throwing in few points, like how I've been doing, telling people how this and this and this came to be, according to science.
Okay.
I'm not asking questions, Blaise, so please behave. So, you've actually made me forget where I was.
You're talking about Pangaea.
Pangaea. Yeah, and according to scientists and what we have so far discovered, there was tectonic movement down there, which led to the breaking off of these continents billions of years ago. What is known as continental drift. And I know some of the listeners have done geography up to A level, even up to the university, can testify to that, to have learnt that, because ebitabo tebirimba. That is books, knowledge or books don't lie in Luganda for our listeners who don't know English. Sorry, Luganda. Yes. So, this creationism theory of the Jews suggests otherwise, according to the Bible, what the Bible is saying. So we go on to chapter 1, verse 10. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear fruit with the seed in it. And it was so. Basically here, God just said that let there be vegetation.
Yeah.
And it sprouted from the earth's crust. From nowhere. There was vegetation, there was all this vegetation you see around here, beans, without evolution, what? cactus in the deserts.
There was everything. There was a piece of everything.
Cactus in the deserts. Venus flytraps, everything.
All
the vegetation just came out of the blue from nowhere. Boom! Out of the Earth's crust. And that happened. Do you think that is right, Bless?
That's very right, because as you know, divine beings, they can do anything.
Divine beings can do anything.
Supernatural beings.
Just like the ones we like watching the movies.
Supernatural beings.
Just like the ones watching the movies.
Just like the one you watch in the movies. They can do anything. The things you watch in the movies are superficial, but then there's reality to this. Just like witchcraft.
So how is this? Wait.
Do you know that some bits of witchcraft are real? I don't believe in witchcraft, but you know some bits of witchcraft are real.
It's not proven.
You told me that you've had stories whereby some people have got feet. Those things, you've seen them happen.
I've not seen them happen. I've just seen stories online.
Yeah, but you've heard about it.
But we'll have to change. We'll have to take such people to the laboratory and test their DNA.
If there are speculations about it,
yes,
meaning it's been seen by someone.
It's been seen by someone, but it's not yet proved. Just like how your religion is.
So the issue of a divine being, supernatural human, supernatural people that that are not mundane.
So God is a supernatural human? Is that what we're trying to insinuate?
I cannot state that he's a human. He's a supernatural being. Supernatural being. He's not mundane.
Anyway, that's how all deities in different 5,000 religions worshipped by humans on earth.
Yeah, but we are focused on God right now because we're in Genesis.
You're focused on Christian God because he's the only God that has no name.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Your God is the only God that has no name?
I think the name God is a name.
God is a name for deities, celestial beings. Because Allah is also God.
Initially, to the best of my knowledge, I feel like the rest were just like affiliates.
But your religion is only 2,000 years old. There are older gods like Thor, Odin. Those gods are over 8,000 years old. There is Taoism. Those religions are over 8,000. There's Hinduism that is over 10,000 years old.
No, my religion.
So your religion is just 2,000 years ago.
My religion is not 2,000 years ago. They kept switching these things before Christ, after Christ, what?
Yes. That
they kept switching
this whole thing.
Christianity has been there from way back.
Yes, not from way back.
It's not 2,000 years ago, man.
It's 2,000 years ago, bless. It's 2,000 years ago. Islam is 1,500 years old. When you go back to history, 5,000 years ago, there was no Christianity. There was no Christianity 5,000 years ago. That was during the reign of Ramses II of Egypt. There was no Christianity. Your religion is 2,000 years old. And according to the Bible, the universe and earth itself altogether are 6,000 years old. 6,000 years old. So explain to me how your religion is more than 2,000 years old. Yet everything in the universe is 6,000 years old. Our earth, our sun, all other planets. And when you read here, other planets are not even talked about. It's only Earth that is being talked about. God doesn't talk about creation of other planets. He doesn't talk about Earth. Have you heard anything like another sun or another planet like Mars? Yet Mars, not even Mars, Venus is the nearest planet to us. When you look up in the sky, it is the most brightest thing in the sky. When sometimes of the year, when it's facing us from the sun.
I think that to the best of my knowledge, I think these things have been there. They just weren't. Let me give you an example of a disease. Diseases have been there, but till it's named, you think so. They're like COVID-19. It was just named by people, given to the people. And everyone went with that. You understand?
Are you serious? COVID-19 was made in a lab, bruv.
I'm just giving you an example.
In the last months of December, there was no COVID-19 before 2019.
Yeah, I'm just giving you an example. That before 2019, the disease could have been there. But to call it COVID-19, it was after it was named COVID-19. You get the point now? That there were different planets back then. But till they were given names by different people. That's when they came to the books. That Venus was there before that. But till it was named by someone. That's when it came to the book.
Did you know, according to scientific findings, that Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system...
These things are all named by people, just like the Bible was written by people.
Listen, please.
As they named the whatever things they named the Bible, the same way they named these findings. The Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, all those things.
Let me cut you short. Do you know that Jupiter, in the formation of our solar system, was the first planet to be formed? Because, of course, when a solar system is being formed, do you know how... I think you know the planets in our solar system. Can you name them?
No, I'm not that
okay, I can name them from the sun. When a solar system is being formed, the first thing that is formed is a sun.
Yeah,
stroke a star.
So you're looking at how it is formed, but you're not talking about who formed it.
I'm coming.
Man did not form this planet.
No, of course, yes.
Man Genesis. You tend to move away from the topic of the conversation.
Bless. It asked me. Can you please keep quiet and I ask, because you're being fried here. That's the fact. So
being cooked.
I beg you to keep quiet and answer the questions. Okay. When a solar system is being formed, the first thing that forms is a sun.
Okay.
I'll come to how it's formed later on or in the next episodes.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about I'm coming to the point, Blaze. Like I told you, like I promised you to name all the planets from the sun. Number 1 is Mercury, the closest planet to the sun.
Okay.
Second to it is Venus, our neighbor. Then third is Earth. Then from Earth you move to Mars.
Yeah.
Then from Mars you move to the asteroid belt around there. Then you move to Jupiter. Then from Jupiter you go to Saturn. Then from Saturn you go to Neptune. Is it Neptune? And then you go to this blue thing. Oh fuck! I'm forgetting that 9th planet. Sorry, the 8th planet. Then Pluto. But Pluto is not whatevered as a planet right now. It's whatevered as a dwarf planet right now. In our solar system, the first planet to be formed and the oldest planet in our solar system is Jupiter.
How's Jupiter formed?
I'll come to that later on. Jupiter is a gas giant. Jupiter is the oldest planet in our solar system. It's not being mentioned here in the Genesis. Why?
I keep telling you that back initially when we were forming things, Jupiter could have been there, but we're focused on Earth, where man was created. Light, where all these animals and species were created. Vegetation, all those things.
But this is Genesis.
Creation.
It's supposed to give us the Genesis, how everything started in the universe. Why is it jumping very fast to Earth?
Yes, it's giving you the major things. I feel like these things of Jupiter minor.
Because now, you see,
if life is on Earth.
If God was all-knowing, as they say, omnipotent, omnibichibichibichi, omni-nonsense, he would be knowing that human beings in the future are going to evolve brains, and they'll start going into the universe to search for answers.
Yeah,
so
same thing I'm telling you about.
No, listen, please, Bless. I'm the moderator.
These planets were there.
Let me first finish my question.
People made research, just like the people, the Portuguese came and. Moderator, before you go any further, let me give you an example. Before the Portuguese got to their ships and toured, they didn't know there was Africa.
Mm-hmm.
The point.
So how is it coming to the question here?
The relevance here. The point being, I kept telling that these planets were there, but till the people made research, went there and made research, that's when they found out these planets were there. Then they started making research about how they were formed. But they were created by a divine being.
My question is, you're not asking my question. Why are they not being mentioned in the Genesis?
Yeah, Genesis is just giving you the main thing, Earth, where life is best.
But
the best of my knowledge, I feel like
so what if
just giving the best of knowledge?
What if we find life on Mars? Because right now we have very many like rovers, whatever, on Mars right now, and on the looks of it, Mars was once filled with water, because water is the basis of life on any planet. Very soon, probably, very soon, we will find.
We're going to Mars.
No,
is that what you said?
By 2035, we shall have landed on Mars, according to what Mr. Elon Musk is saying. By 2035, we've already landed on the moon very many times. So Mars will be the next. Yeah, but from here to Mars, it's a trip of 7 months.
Yeah, but we've not seen any guys residing on the moon.
No, people on the moon just go there to collect samples. Of course, there's no life because the moon's gravity, the moon's core cannot sustain life because it cannot sustain an atmosphere. So, if there's no atmosphere, then the same thing with Mars.
So back to my point.
Mars's core is not so strong enough to help an atmosphere. You get?
Yeah, but so back to my point. We're going back to Genesis. Why is Genesis literally having Earth?
Let me come to this.
That's where the life is.
Please, let me come to this. If we find life on Mars, or if we find that some billion years ago there was Mars on life, but it went extinct, what will that mean to the Christians and the Bible? Because you're saying that life, Genesis was only focusing on life on what? On Earth. Because even scientists also suggesting that on Saturn's moon Titan and on one of the very many moons of Jupiter, because Jupiter has 102 moons. On some of those moons, we speculate that there may be life there, like on Io, Callisto, and there are very many moons. I can name them. We speculate that there's life on those moons. So if we find life on those moons, well, what will that mean for the Genesis and the Bible and Christianity at large? As you have said.
It wouldn't mean anything to Christians because we majorly focus on Earth. So we're not stipulated to get to know about what you're talking about is speculation. We have facts on Earth that we can live on Earth.
Yeah, life
on Mars is a speculation.
Yeah, and we have rovers there and everything. So we're looking for it
till it's made official. Mm-hmm. We cannot divert our attention to that side.
No, like in regards in the book, will that mean that this book is false? Because it's not talking about life outside Earth.
It won't mean it's false. It will mean that in the book of Genesis, I think they're majorly focused on Earth because that's where the dominant species of life would be.
Dominant?
The dominant species of life.
Dominant?
I think, to the best of my knowledge, because life is measured on Earth. I cannot give you a big... I cannot give you a big research about Mars, yet there's no life there.
Let me ask another question now from there. According to science, astronomy, to be exact, our universe is 13.8 billion years old. And it is 93 billion light years wide, with trillions of galaxies, with each galaxy having billions and trillions of solar systems, with planets, trillions of planets, I say, with Earth. Just you see in our solar system, here we have 8 planets alone. As you see every star there in the sky, every star there has planets on it. Being the nearest star is called Alpha Centauri. There are also planets, whatever on it. So you want to tell me all the billions and trillions and quadrillions of planets in this universe? Because right now, we have not discovered life outside Earth. Yes, that's the fact. But then because of the given technology like we currently have. So you want to tell me that in this universe, big as it is, because I've just told you from here to Mars, traveling in space, given our current technology, it will take you 7 months. Yet Mars is just up there. You can even look at it in the sky, be like, yeah, just Mars up there. That's a small thing, we can reach it there. It takes 7 months to reach there. So you want to tell me that life, in your own thinking, that God created only life on Earth. Your God created only life on Earth, and that was it. In your own thinking.
To the best of my knowledge, I think that's it. To the best of my knowledge. Because I'm not God. God is a divine being. I'm not God. You're not God.
Well,
all these answers you have are from science.
Well, I'm here to bust your bubble.
They're not factual. All he's saying.
They are factual. Science for something.
200 billion years ago, all these things
are
factual.
I want you to reason like someone who has gone to school. Yeah, so you want to tell me that everything you're taught in school is not factual because it's science. You're doing mathematics. You want to tell me that the teachers, your father and your parents wasted their time on you to take you to school, because everything is taught that is in school there is factual. So don't tell me that everything you're taught in school is not factual, because it's science.
Facts that everything taught in school is not factual. Everything taught in school is up for contradiction. That's the only fact I can say.
For example, what? 1 + 1 is not 1. Right?
Some things cannot contradict.
Okay, now like what?
I said was,
okay, tell me like what can you contradict?
Okay, not everything is up for contradiction.
What can you contradict?
There are plenty of things.
Like?
There are plenty of theories. I can give you like commas. If supply rises.
No, leave alone.
Everything was taught. You may just focus on science.
No, leave alone theories. There's a reason why it's called theories. Before a fact is called a fact, it is a theory. Until proven so. When it's proven, it stops being a theory. Because even in science we have theory. Like we also have the Big Bang theory. It's not yet proved of how the universe was created. So until it is proved, it's not a fact.
But the biggest percentage of scientific knowledge is just hypothetical.
No. Like we also have facts.
Hypothetical things.
In science we have facts and theories. We bring a theory like, okay, as scientists, we have very many theories of how the universe came to be. There's the Fermi paradox, there's the Big Bang theory. There are very many theories. Yes, and
you're building on someone else's information. It's easy to build. Scientists usually build on someone else's information.
Yes, yeah. Like sometimes you can do that.
When you ask them the origin of man, they have a lot of speculations.
Yes, we have. Yes.
So where are the facts now? If you have a lot of
speculations, that's not a fact.
There's no fact.
That's why when you asked me last time on the podcast, you asked me where did you come from. I told you.
Same thing I'm telling you.
Listen, bless.
Everything's up for contradiction.
Bless, listen. That's why I told you. When you ask me right now, when you ask any scientist right now, any scientist who is knowledgeable, ask him where the universe came from or from where the life came from and everything. They will tell you, we don't know, but you're still looking for facts.
Yeah,
when we get to know, I told you there are very many theories. When you get to know, we shall tell you. But there's some lot of you people, the unknowledgeable people that have already jumped into conclusion that there is a supernatural blah 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 that is out there responsible for everything without facts.
What makes you not know?
Because of the first of all, because of the given technology we have.
Okay.
It's not helping us very much. You get, and you've seen evolution. Millions of years ago, we're using stones and iron to hunt. And now you can see, I can communicate to 1,000 listeners.
Yeah, but that's no excuse.
You get that?
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
I want you to reason like someone who has been educated.
We're all educated.
Yes, but you're reasoning like someone from my village in Mwira, Iganga.
All these things are up for contradiction.
There's nothing. The only thing that's up for contradiction is a theory. That's why there are very many scientists that fight theory. Even the Big Bang theory is fought by scientists like, no, it cannot be. We came from a proton, from a neutron. How? Even myself, ask myself, if a scientist come and tell me the Big Bang theory, I will fight and be like, no, give me the facts for that theory. Or the done of the give me facts. I want facts. Give me the facts for the Big Bang theory. There are no facts for it.
And most of the universe theories are just hypothetical.
No,
it's just that the largest number agree to it.
Some of them. No. Bless, let me tell you. You don't know anything about science.
Is like the Bible.
I'm telling you.
Knowledge is like the Bible. The biggest number. Everyone has their own followings.
Oh my Jesus. Let me tell you something.
Like science is also like an Instagram page.
No.
Just because
when you feel like.
No, it's the fact.
Because you're not knowledgeable.
Same to you, man. Same way you contradict the Bible. Same way you can contradict things.
Because you're not knowledgeable. Because you're not knowledgeable.
For things like light, we can testify to that. But these things of planets, even the scientists don't have exact knowledge.
The planets, we have sent there rovers there. For example, like Mars.
They have experimented.
We have over like 16 rovers there.
We're talking about Genesis, how it came about. They have experimented the planets, but no one has knowledge of how they came about. Even scientists don't.
We have we have knowledge of how.
For us, we have our facts.
No, we have knowledge of how planets came out. We have knowledge of how planets are formed and how suns are formed.
But listen. We have our facts. You just don't agree.
What we don't know is
our factors. There's a supernatural being. Those are our facts.
The only thing we don't know, we know.
Just like science, they also have their facts, man.
Bless, I'm not asking questions.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We know how planets are formed and how planetary things are formed. This and everything are formed.
We know how planets are formed, but how are the initial planets formed? How are we?
We know all of them. Listen. We know how all those planets. Here they're not talking about any other planets. They're only talking about Earth.
Focus to the Earth, man.
Yes.
So
we know how all those planets are formed.
Venus.
The only problem we don't know, or the only thing that we don't know how that is not formed is the universe. Because there are very many theories, like I've said, that suggest how the universe is formed. So, and they're not factual. And we don't, as scientists, as a normal scientist who's knowledgeable, we don't believe in any of them until we have proved them.
Okay, let's get this right. For science, it's not factual, but as Christians, it's a fact of how the universe is created by God. Those are facts. And
but
someone from my
but
side,
the facts are false also, because the universe.
It's okay.
Because according
but
to
someone from my side,
no, first listen. According, as a geography student, according to geography and science, we have done carbon dating of these rocks. It suggests that Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Your Bible says 6,000 years old. That the universe and Earth itself is 6,000 years old. Make that make sense, please. Your Bible suggests that the universe and the Earth itself is 6,000 years old.
Yeah,
But according to scientists, we have taken these rocks, the oldest rocks on Earth. We have also studied the universe, the oldest light. It says that the universe is 13.8 billion years old, and Earth is 4.6.
Where's the fact on that?
You can go on your phone and read that.
Yeah, but as the same way showing your facts, what you believe, the same way showing the Bible.
Like I have the Bible here with me. Like a man who's reading it.
60 back, right?
Yeah. So tell me who is so.
That's my fact.
Okay. Tell me who is wrong here.
Like I kept telling you.
Okay. First, tell me who is wrong here.
We're all right in our lane. I feel like we're all right in our lane. We just won't believe different stories. Everyone has their hypothetical story.
Wow, you're really educated.
I'm very educated, man.
So you believe that you believe the universe is 6,000 years old?
According to the Bible. and I've only lived for 25 years. So who am I to me, man?
So basically, when I get hydrogen.
Okay, to you. What makes you believe that it's
because it's a fact.
Years ago?
If I get my,
it's a fact. What makes you think it's a fact?
If I take,
it's written knowledge, right?
If I take, no,
let's get down to this.
It's not written knowledge.
Okay, how do you know 6 billion years ago?
Yeah, let me answer that. Scientists have taken these old rocks from the Earth's crust to the laboratories. Okay. I've done a series of tests on them, carbon dating and all that, and I've found out that these rocks are actually 4.6 billion years old. That is a fact. Basically, that is a fact.
So let me ask you this: we are 60 billion years old, right?
Sorry.
How old are we? How old is the universe?
The universe is 13.8 billion years, but Earth is 4.6. The Sun is 5 billion years old.
Earth is 4.6 billion years ago.
Yes.
Before, where did this guy create light? Was it Charles Darwin?
Who?
Charles Darwin, the guy that made light, a scientist. The guy that created light.
Charles Darwin didn't create light.
No, electricity, the bulb, electric bulb.
Electric bulb, the scientist, I've forgotten his name.
That's when electricity came into existence.
Yes.
Are you saying? And it was just like 1,000 years, not 1,000 years ago. See, a few years ago, are you saying back then, 4 billion years ago, we didn't have electricity? According to scientists, what were those guys using back in the day?
We're using fire.
That's already a fact. 4 billion years ago.
If you studied history, the early men were using fire before the creation of electricity.
So that's 4 billion years ago, right?
That's not 4 billion years ago. Life.
So all I'm saying is, when you get back to the point,
your points are invalid. Your points are futile and invalid.
The thing is, the guy that created light, electricity, it was in the 19s.
Yes.
19 something.
It was in the 18s. Continue.
It was in the 18s. I did physics. It was in the 19s.
You didn't do physics. You did math.
We can look it up on Google.
I'm pretty sure it was in the late 18s.
It was in the 19s. 19s. I did physics.
Please, you can use your phone to Google and find out. Why should we make noise?
It was in the 19s. But anyway, that's
why should we make noise about it when you can Google?
My point being, if this guy created light, electricity, a few years ago, does that mean 100? You say 40? Earth is how old?
4.6 billion years old.
4.6 billion years ago.
Yes.
The scientists had not invented anything
related
to light.
By the time they don't have the knowledge of creating light bulbs.
So that's the whole point. These guys have just got the knowledge to come up right now and start contradicting things that have existed for long. That light was there. It was just that electricity was there. It was just not invented yet by this guy. Getting back to the point that Venus, all these things are there.
How is that?
I'm getting back to the point that Earth the Genesis is only giving you the Earth because there were plenty of things, but Earth was the major key point. You understand? That even Venus, Jupiter, all these things were there, but they weren't discovered yet. Light, electricity was there. It wasn't just invented yet.
Your points are still futile.
Yeah, but when you get back to scientists, you guys are full of shit. Scientists are full of shit. They come up with something, they just come up with something based on the knowledge you have, then they eradicate everything that has existed.
Please.
That's what scientists do.
It leaves me wondering. It leaves me wondering on what you are doing in the science class.
No. These things are just no.
Because you did mathematics, economics, and what? And art.
So,
basically, you're not a scientist.
No, listen.
I'm the only scientist in the room here.
When do you say?
So I'm studying science right now.
Where?
At Uganda Virus Research Institute.
Studying science?
Yes. I've just finished a certificate here
Are you sure about that?
in good clinical laboratories, Gundi.
Certificates,
And I'm also doing.
These are just papers.
I'm also doing. I'm also studying genealogy right now. I'm also studying clinical research right now.
Everyone can
I'm studying very many things right now.
Those are just papers.
So, back to the point. You clearly don't know how science works.
No, I know how science works.
You don't know how science works,
science is a full of shit.
But let's continue. You see now, scientists have always been killed by religious people like you because
they're not being killed by religious people. Right? The issue
because they discover things. They discover things that fuck with your religious claims.
They don't fuck with your
I've given you very many examples.
When scientists discover a better way of doing no, listen. When a scientist discovers a better way of doing things, a simplified way of doing things, he eradicates all the past versions of how things were done. You understand? That when a scientist,
I don't understand anything. I'm not understanding
anything you're
saying.
Because you think you're a scientist, but you're not, man. You're not. You're just a sheep. You know what sheep do? They tell you something, just because they tell you he was a scientist, that's what you follow, man. As I keep telling you, everything is up for contradiction. Everything is up for what?
The only thing that's not up for contradiction is a fact. Because if I'm to take
a fact is only a fact to you, man. It can
if I bring hydrogen in a test tube and I put it together with oxygen, what will be the result of that mixture?
Hydrogen, oxygen.
Yeah.
H2O, same thing, water.
And that's a fact, right? It will make water, right?
What?
Isn't that a fact? That when you get hydrogen and oxygen, so why will you be contradicting something you're seeing that is happening? So you want to tell me when I get, you'll come up, you as Blaze Chimera, and say, no, that is wrong. That can't be hydrogen and oxygen making water. It is what? It's forming something else. Lithium.
But
Yet the fact is there, you're seeing the water dripping down. Is that what you're trying to insinuate, Les?
Chief. All these things were made by man. All these things were made by man.
Wait, the things are made by man. Hydrogen.
All these things.
The what? The gases.
All these inventions of H2O plus, H2O plus.
No. This is how the universe. What do you think makes energy from the sun? The sun burns, collides. The hydrogen particles collide together to form plasma and all that stuff to whatever energy emitted from the sun.
Chief.
Anyway, I don't want to confuse you with that sun everything. But how dare you? How dare you? An educated person.
How dare you?
Listen, how dare you, an educated person, say that these things are created by man? How dare you?
I told you that these things of equations, H2O, these things have been there, but they are formulated.
Let's carry on because we're out of time. We just have like 15 minutes to the end of the podcast, and we haven't even dissected, not even quarter of Genesis. We stopped on chapter 1, verse 13. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and then from the signs, and for the seasons, and for the days and years. So here we are seeing he has created the first seasons, the days and the years. And let them be lights in the dome of the sky to light upon the earth. And it was so. And let them be lights in the dome of the sky, meaning the sun. The sun. Basically here, what it's trying to say that the sun was in the sky of earth. The sun is thousands and thousands of miles away from earth. Actually, it's millions of miles away from earth.
Yo, research doesn't make sense.
Right now.
Let me ask you.
No, listen. No, Blaze, please respect the podcast. I'm not asking questions. This is not a marketplace where you just shout or your father's house.
Okay.
The sun is millions of miles away from Earth. According to astronomy, astronomy to be exact, Earth is in the Goldilocks area. That's why we have life on Earth. Goldilocks area means a place in the solar system where water on a planet cannot either freeze or evaporate. Just like how you see on Earth, water is in liquid state. If you got water and put it on Mars, because Mars is not in the Goldilocks system, in the Goldilocks area of the solar system, if you put water on Mars, it will become ice water. If you are to put water on Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun, it will evaporate into the atmosphere. So, basically, I'm now teaching you, for life to be on a planet, the planet must be in the Goldilocks area of the sun, just like where we are right now. You get that? So here, listen, Blaise. So here, the Bible is suggesting that the sun, and let them light in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth. Genesis chapter 1 verses 15. Here it's insinuating that the sun, the source of light as we know it in the universe, is just up here in the sky. Because you can see it up in the sky. That takes me back to the point that tells you, that where I was telling you that this book was written 2,000 years ago by illiterate people who thought that the sun just being in the sky there, it was actually in the sky. So, I want you to make that make sense. Like, elaborate. Do you think our sun is in the sky, just up there, like how we see it up there? Or it is millions of miles away from here? Because, according to science, light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. Basically, if the sun disappeared, we would not know for 8 minutes that it has moved away. Okay, that can't happen right now. But in case the sun is to disappear out of the blue, we will not know for 8 minutes, because it takes 8 minutes for that light you see from the sun to reach Earth. Just like how you see right now, it takes 1.3 seconds for the light from the moon to reach Earth. So, make it make sense. Elaborate. We have 7 minutes left.
To the best of my knowledge, I think I always say to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my understanding, I think the sky. I think the sun is in the sky.
Guys, as you can listen,
because you are fucked.
As you can hear, this gentleman here, he's a student of, he's a graduate. He finished his studies from Makerere University Business School with a bachelor's of commerce, and he did mathematics, economics, and art in A level, and that is how he is reasoning. Let's carry on. Genesis chapter 1 verses 16. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. Basically, God doesn't know that the moon here, as we know of science, science right now, that the moon reflects.
You guys don't know, man.
The moon. I told you, Blaise, please respect the podcast, and I'm done with asking questions. As we know it right now, as any educated person knows right now, the moon reflects light from the sun, but it is visible here that the Christian God doesn't know anything about that. Let's continue, because even if I'm to ask a question, he won't answer it. He'll blame atheists and scientists. So we carry on. And I told him today I've not come as an atheist, but as a moderator and someone who's asking questions. Chapter 1 verses 19. And there was evening and there was morning the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the dome of the sky. Remember, God said, in the second day of creation that we are in a dome. Have you seen those Christmas? Like I think most of you guys have received those Christmas gifts of a dome. Then there's snow flowing down there. Basically, that's how we are living. That's how the Genesis describes this planet. We are in a dome. We are just there in a dome. That's why some religious people actually suggest that we cannot leave the dome, and the moon landings, all the moon landings were faked. Even going to Mars, all the other planets we have visited, even the International Space Station is not there. It is just up here. They believe that you cannot leave the dome, and you can only leave the dome on is it the Judgment Day or something like that, to go to heaven. I wonder where the heaven is, or hell. Yeah. So, like, I'm going to that because today I've come as a moderator. I'm not asking questions. So I'm not come as an atheist. So the guy said, "Let there bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the dome of the sky." Basically, we know that birds are the first descendants, are descendants of dinosaurs, given the DNA like results we have gotten from both. Right now, we know that the dinosaurs, and it's factual. We have seen the bones everywhere, excavated from the Earth's crust, that there were dinosaurs millions of years ago. Actually, they lived 65 million years ago. They were roaming this earth. There were no humans yet. There were no most creatures. They were not there. There were dinosaurs and some few mammals. They're not being talked about here. No dinosaurs as yet, but they are birds. Yet, as we know, birds are descendants of dinosaurs. Please, make that make sense. Elaborate.
So what?
We know that birds are descendants of dinosaurs. And the dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago.
Well, as you keep saying...
So, and they're not being talked about here in this book. They said birds. But then birds came from dinosaurs. So they've skipped already from the dinosaur era, like, which was 65 million years ago, to already the birds. Make that make sense, please.
Well, to the how I understand this thing is the Bible is only to write about everything.
So it has already skipped from 65 million years ago to 2000 and to, because birds came.
The issue of dinosaurs was irrelevant to religion. If they're writing about everything, they'll just write a book about everything.
You haven't understood the question.
The issue of Genesis is about religion, Christianity. I'm not going to be talking about
dinosaurs.
No,
Genesis is about the beginning of the universe, not religion. Here they are giving us the beginning of the universe.
According to the way the Christians see it.
Okay, yes. But then, where are the dinosaurs here? Because they are talking about birds, and we know birds came from dinosaurs. Like, we have seen the DNA, we have everything like that. So we have
the best way.
And dinosaurs lived. Listen, the dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago. They went extinct because of very many things that happened. Well, one of the things being hit, like Earth being hit by an asteroid in the Mexican Gulf, that led to the extinction of these animals. But some few survived. And they went on through evolution, and that's how we have the birds we see right now, the chicken and everything. So, make it make sense. So you want to tell me that there was a skip in time to millions of years later? Why is the Bible now contradicting itself? Why are you now contradicting yourself as a Christian?
Well, we can go on and on about the theories about how everything came about, and all I can say is that no one has the exact facts. Everyone has their own understanding of things.
You haven't answered the question. Let's continue to the last question because we have, I think, 1 minute left. No, actually,
I think
we should just stop there. We shall start, I think, from there tomorrow to finish up this book. It has been nice hearing from you guys. My name is Bamche Trevor, and I've been interviewing Bless Chimera. Chimera, say something to the listeners.
As we wind this up, we take time to listen to Trevor's Beyond Belief thing. It's an interesting dialogue conversation. Yep, we shall catch you next time.
Yeah, if everything goes well, I think we shall be back here tomorrow to finish up dissecting and understanding this book. Have a good time. Peace. Have a nice evening.
Out.
Thank you.